Hello people, this is Raghavendran, Nandakumaran and Jishnu here to present our problem statement in the sector of food packaging. We'll be taking you through the reasons behind choosing this and the challenges in this domain. Food is something everyone keeps craving for, and the packaging behind this determines how this reaches the final consumer. But as this sector progressed enough is the bigger question. We'll be looking to cater to the lack of sustainable solutions that reduce food waste, enhance food safety, improve efficiency, and meet our evolving consumer demands in the industry. Food packaging sector should be considered as an unspoken hero, but why hasn't such a sector reached its sustainability? Shouldn't such a domain be good enough already? No is the answer. Sadly, it hasn't yet. The industry has historically prioritized functionality and cost effectiveness over sustainability, leading to the development and widespread use of packaging materials and designs that are not environmentally friendly. Owing to the problems in this space, we would focus on some of the major problematic areas. Food waste. Smart packaging to monitor conditions will obviously reduce wastage and improve safety. Well-designed packaging can improve stacking, storage efficiency, reduce transportation cost, and maximize the use of available space. Sustainability is a whole topic in itself, which we will be looking at further in the video. Customer demands and effective catering to them would be something we'll also look at. And of course, the final goal of our entire course would be to solve the problem statement. Why do we believe that we can make an impact in this? Over semesters and semesters, we've been accustomed to and being pushed towards the concept of design-centric engineering at IIITDM, and that is something the industry exactly wants to. Who better than someone who can expertise in material science, product design, and manufacturing in this industry? Looking at our problem aspects, we should first understand what sustainability exactly is. Do we really understand it? Sustainability, and sustainability. This term has been making way for itself almost everywhere. What exactly is this? Why is it so tough to reach the face of sustainability? Why? Why? Because the biggest challenges faced in the food packaging sector is the need for more sustainable materials and practices. While many companies are working to develop eco-friendly alternatives to traditional packaging materials, there is still a long way to go in terms of creating truly sustainable solutions that are cost-effective and yet scalable. Okay, all this is fine, but what does it really mean? We've been looking at the term of sustainability for a very long time now. When we think of sustainability, we relate it to green, which explains why the color palette of the video is green all of a sudden. So this green sustainability, as we would have studied back in primary school, in layman terms refers to meeting our own needs without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Okay, yeah, this is sustainability at a basic level, but what more? This is said to have three pillars which actually define it. Those being the social aspects, environmental safety, and economic aspects. Finding the right balance to all this is somewhere where the sustainable results aim at. Now looking at this in our domain's context. Sustainable food packaging obviously looks to balance out the same three factors which we shall discuss now, starting off with environmental factors. Packaging solutions are expected to be healthy and eco-friendly. For example, plastics, when disposed, biodegradable would be healthy instead of a non-biodegradable packaging system. Limited energy manufacturing of packages leads to lesser carbon emissions. The social responsibility of the packaging industry involves two major social groups, one being the packaging workers and the end consumers. Workers' health working with the packaging materials and manufacturing process is a concerning factor. No industry would ever choose a toxic manufacturing way to satisfy any other aspect like cost or eco-friendliness. The same way, the end consumers directly consume whatever is packaged. Henceforth, it is the responsibility that the material chosen doesn't react with the food and harm them. The economic aspects are very simple. Raw material costs, manufacturing costs, distribution and transportation all are expected to be feasible. Given the inflation and other economic problems, as a businessman or a manufacturer, no one would choose a path which is safe to the environment and society but causes a hole in their pocket. Sustainability is usually finding the sweet spot where there's a perfect balance between all the pillars, and that is where we expect our solution space to exist in also. Knowing all this, why hasn't our industry become sustainable yet? Lack of sustainable products being one of them. Being a relatively new field, it is a hectic task to produce or find materials which are biodegradable, and eco-friendly, yet not harmful to the consumers or manufacturers. To top it off, it should also be economically viable. Lack of infrastructure. Sustainability would require an infra chain such as recycling and composting. Ultimately, these aren't available or accessible easily. From the consumer's perspective, it has always been convenience and affordability over anything else, which obviously hasn't pushed the market towards a sustainable solution. Only a positive demand would cause an effective sustainable supply. Lack of concern towards the voice of customer. On the other hand, manufacturers tend to lean towards saving and showing their food product and missing out on what the receivers actually need. And of course, the final hurdle, the cost. Food has been and always will be the priority to the society, and until that, the way the food reaches would always depend on the packages. Considering the scope and life of food packaging, achieving a sustainable solution to this would be a major achievement, and this is one of the reasons why we would pursue this.
Food wastage is a complex problem that can arise from a variety of factors, including inefficient or excessive packaging, inappropriate packaging materials, confusing label practices, and the lack of sustainable food packaging. Packaging can play a crucial role in reducing food wastage, but improper packaging can contribute to spoilage, contamination, and confusion about product expiration dates. Sustainable food packaging practices such as eco-friendly materials, reducing excess packaging, and improving label practices can help to minimize food wastage and promote a more sustainable food system. Packaging plays an important role in increasing the shelf life of food products, preserving their quality and ensuring they are safe for consumption. Proper packaging can protect food from external factors such as air, moisture, and light that can cause it to spoil or become contaminated. However, improper packaging can have the opposite effect, leading to food wastage. When food is packed incorrectly, it may become vulnerable to spoilage or contamination, reducing its shelf life and causing it to become unsafe for consumption. For example, if food is packed in a container that is not airtight, it may become exposed to oxygen and moisture, leading to spoilage and bacterial growth. Similarly, if food is packed in a container that is too small, it may become overcrowded and crush or bruise, leading it to spoilage and waste. Food packaging materials can have a significant impact on the environment, as their production often requires the use of non-renewable resources and generates greenhouse gas emissions. In addition, many packaging materials are not biodegradable and can take thousands of years to break down in landfills, contributing to pollution and waste. To reduce the environmental impact of food packaging, there has been an increasing shift towards sustainable packaging options. These include materials that are biodegradable, compostable, and made from renewable resources such as plant-based fibers. Additionally, efforts are being made to reduce the amount of packaging used and promote recycling and reuse of packaging material. Confusing packaging practices contribute to food and packaging waste. Unclear labeling and difficult-to-use packaging result in premature disposal of food and waste of materials. To minimize waste, manufacturers must provide clear and consistent labeling and design packaging that is user-friendly and eco-friendly. Encouraging responsible use and disposal will also help in reduce waste and its negative impact on the environment. Sustainable food packaging is designed to minimize the negative impact of packaging on the environment, while still protecting the food inside. It is typically made from renewable or recycled materials and can be reused or recycled after use. Examples of sustainable food packaging include compostable containers made from plant-based materials, reusable glass or metal containers, and paper or cardboard boxes made from recycled fibers. By choosing sustainable food packaging, we can help reduce waste and conserve resources, while also ensuring that our food stays fresh and safe. Food safety is crucial for public health, and packaging material plays a significant role in ensuring it. Choosing the right packaging material, considering the risks of quality degradation, and complying with food packaging and storage regulations are essential. Proper storage and temperature control can prevent harmful bacterial growth, while following the regulations can protect consumers from potential hazards. Let's prioritize food safety by paying attention to packaging material, quality degradation, and regulations. Proper food packaging is essential for protection during the transportation and storage. It must maintain the food's quality, flavor, and nutritional value while being safe for consumption on the planet. When packaging materials react with food, chemical compounds may leach into food and cause toxicity, posing a health risk to consumers. Furthermore, some packaging materials can negatively impact the food's sensory characteristics, such as taste and texture, reducing its overall quality. Therefore, it's important to choose packaging materials that are compatible with the food to avoid these issues and ensure safety. The FSSAI oversees food packaging regulations in India, including guidelines for packaging materials and labeling requirements. They ensure the safety and quality of packaged food products by ensuring restrictions on certain materials and requiring food-grade materials and labeling information. Food packaging regulations aim to ensure suitable packaging material for storage, maintaining food quality and safety. Requirements may include moisture resistance, airtightness, and storage under specific conditions. Adhering to these regulations is crucial for preserving shelf life and avoiding contamination.
Developing and implementing new packaging technologies can be expensive, and many smaller companies may not have the resources to invest in these innovations. As a result, some of the most cutting-edge solutions in the food packaging sector may not be accessible to all businesses. There are different packaging materials available. For example, aluminum and tin cans, glass bottles, plastic covers, paper boxes, and carton. Each of these have their own merits and demerits. For example, tin is malleable and strong, but quite heavy and reactive. Glass bottles are very less reactive, but are very heavy and fragile. There are different types. Tin cans and glass bottles are really sturdy and have high thermal stability, but are quite expensive compared to the others in the list and can't be used for packing small quantities. Glass containers are 100% recyclable and can be reused multiple times without losing their quality. Glass containers are inert and don't react with the products they hold, making them a safe choice for food and beverages. Glass containers offer superior UV protection, making them the ideal for products that are sensitive to light. Cartons, paper boxes, and plastic covers are cheap, but won't be able to handle past a certain weight limit. Also, since plastic is not biodegradable, it would be inadvisable to continue using them considering their harmful effects on the environment. Consumers today demand convenience, and packaging can play a crucial role in meeting those demands. You can design packaging that is easy to open, resealable, and microwavable. Different customers have different requirements. For example, an average person would like to have fresh food and wouldn't want to store the food items for a prolonged period of time. They require their packaging to be easy to handle and, if possible, reusable and recyclable. But what about the people who live in the cold and mountainous parts of the country, or those who serve in the military? They would require food items that can be stored for a long time without getting spoiled. Also, they need highly nutritious meals that don't require a long time to prepare. They wouldn't have a stove or fireplace to cook stuff, so they require semi-prepared rations. So basically, we have to pack semi-prepared food items that have to withstand the climate and harsh environment. So we have to pack the items with regards to the customer's needs. It would be useless to send food packed in glass containers to a military base. They have limited space for storing their supplies, so the packaging has to be very compact. The package should not be heavy since it might hinder their mobility.